Right, so this is my instrument cluster. As you can see, the miles are really quite high, but that's not an issue. The issue is basically the cogs behind it that actually allow it to count up. So what we need to do is we need to remove all of this stuff on the dash, both sides basically, all the switches and the instrument cluster surround and the heater control units. Now, seems like a lot, but actually it's not too big a deal. So we've got basically most of the stuff just pops out. Obviously, you might need to move the stereo. If you've got a stereo, I've got gauges, so I'll just pop those out because they're not fixed in the same as a stereo. But moving the stereo is easy enough, so I won't worry about it too much. As I say, all the rest is basically just pops out, and there's some screws to take out. And so all you need to actually take out the screws is just a flathead screwdriver. There we go. And yeah, that's all we need. And so I'm just going to do a little video of how we do that, how we take out the instrument cluster here, and how we take that guy out. Right, okay, so first up, I just need to pop out the switches on heater controls. Again, those just pull out nice and easy, not a big deal, don't have to worry about it. And then fairly carefully anyway, get hold of the rails and just give it a little tug, and it should then just pop out. So that then pops out, and put that out of the way. I don't actually need to disconnect any of that. All we need to do is just pop it out. So that's fine, that's out of the way. Again, if you've got a stereo, you have to take the stereo out. In my case, I've got gauges, so they just pop out. I just have to untangle a mess of wiring that I've got for them, but that's not too big a deal. So pull that out of the way. Right. So that's the first two bits out of the way. Next up is the switch blanks. Again, nice and simple, just leave them from the top and pull them out. Nice and simple, that's all three out. Next up, what I like to do, or take out the three switches. Yours might be in different orders, but all the same switches, essentially. Reach in from the stereo socket. If you do have a stereo, then I would suggest also taking out the cage, because it's going to make this a lot easier. You know, I mean, you wouldn't have to, but it would just say it would make life a lot easier. So I just reach in from behind, feel for the back of the switch, and then just push it forwards. Then once you can pull it forwards enough, then you can just pull it out from the plug and set to the side, out the way. Now, you do have, so again, reaching through the middle one, pull it forwards, pull off the plug. Nice and simple. Now, each of these different plugs, they are different, or each of the switches, sorry, has a different plug. So you don't have to worry about getting them mixed up. And the order is that you put them back in is entirely up to you, really. So I won't worry about that too much. So again, pull it forwards, pull out the plug, done. Right, okay, now, so the only awkward thing to remove is the handbrake warning light, or the plug for it. You don't want to actually remove the light, just the plug. And that's in the back, and so I'll just show you here. So that's in there, and again, I'm going to reach through very carefully and tug that switch out, that plug out even too. Well, nice and simple, and then just move it out of the way, make sure it's not caught, doesn't get caught in anything. And then on the other side, you've also got to remove your light switch and the switch blank. So again, reach behind, pull it forwards, and done. As with the again, as with the other switches, I reach into the spare hole and then push from behind, push it forwards so it comes out. Now this one's obviously bigger, but it's not big. It's not an issue. It's just, again, a case of just wiggling it and pulling it off. There we go. That's that removed. Again, push that back in there so it's out of the way. And then what you can see is what we've revealed now is we've got a screw there, we've got two screws there, and we've got a third screw there, or sorry, a fourth screw there. We also have, harder to see, but we do have them. Again, there's a screw up the top there, and then we've got one there at the top of the instrument cluster above it, and then one there as well. Now the instrument cluster itself does have some screws. Again, not a big deal, and we'll show you those when we get to them. So for the screws, just pull them out, unscrew them, take them out, and set them to the side. I like to keep them in a rough order of the way I took them out, or where I took them out from. But I mean, that's up to you. I think all the screws are the same length, so it's not actually that big a deal. So just unscrew them. Right, so that's now all of the screws out. So I'll show you. So yeah, so that's now all of the screws out. So that one gone from there, those two gone from there, and that one's out from there, and that one's out there from the bottom. And the top we've got, hard to see on this, we've got one out from just up here, one out from just up here, and one out from just up here. So that's all the screws out. So next thing we need to do is pull the actual instrument cluster dash surround out. Again, it's a fairly simple thing. It's a case of supporting it carefully and just carefully pulling it, and then you can pull it forwards. Now, you can obviously fully remove the instrument surround, dash surround, but I don't see much need. And now we need to take the instrument cluster out. Now, there are a couple of ways you can do this, because you've got some plugs and you've got some screws. So first up, I'll show the screws, and then I'll show the plugs. This is, my car is a CE1 car, so it's got 2 plugs into the instrument cluster. It's got a CE2 car, you've got 1 plug. Again, it's not that big. It's not too difficult to work out or to undo those bits. The harder parts to do are the speeder cable drive, which is in the back of here, literally right in the middle of this one, right in the middle of the odometer and speedo. And then you've also, if you've got a GTI, you've got a vacuum pipe right around the middle at the back, right around there, which runs your MPG. But we can reach them and get that, and I'll talk you through them. So, in terms of screws, we've got 1 screw here, yeah, and then we've got 1 screw here. As with the others, really very simple. It's a screw, you take it out. There we go. Move that one. Pull that one out, put that out of the way. Now I believe these are the same as the other dash ones, so they're not too, it's not too big a deal to get them mixed up, but I prefer to, again, I prefer to put them out of the way. The right hand screw for mine is just spinning, but it does come out. So I'll ignore that for a moment. Yes, that does come out. If I just pull that forwards, that one comes out. So that one isn't, for me, it's not screwing very well, but there we go. That's another issue. Right. So next up, what I tend to do is pull the speedo drive out. Now, you can't see it from the front. So from this main camera, you can't see it. So I've chucked the little camera in. So, speedo drive is way in the back, right about there. So you can just about see it. It's that big, fat, creamy, whitey, greyish coloured cable plug. Now, obviously, that's not easy to get to. It's right the way in the back. It's past this brace. Getting your hand in there isn't fun. So what we can do, is we can pull the dash forward a little bit more, and then we can unhook it. So we pull it forward because we've got both our screws out, and as you can see down the bottom, it's hooked up into a little into part of the bracket. So we can unhook it out of the bracket, which gives us a little bit more space, and I've got another side. There we go, for a bit more space, and we can push it down a bit more and pull it forwards. Now we've got loads more space. You can see there's the speeder drive. Now, as I say, it's awkward, but it's easy enough to pull it out. So all we have to do is reach through and pull that thing out. So I'll just reach through, and you'll notice when you're reaching through that there's a little lever part against it, which you can squeeze and you pull, and it just pulls out. So I can show you that here. So now you can see it's removed, and both at the top and at the bottom you see these little grips. So you've got these little grips, so you just squeeze it and pull it and it will come out. Sometimes it can be tough, but you'll understand you're about to do it when you're doing it. Now, the vacuum pipe, if you've got a GTI, is buried in the back here, right about here. So yeah, so right there to the rev counter, essentially positioned on the back. Now, it's very hard to see. I'll be honest. Let's see if I can get the can you see it? You should be able to see it there. Okay, so the vacuum pipe, because you can't see it, it's a pain. So what I suggest is carefully reach through, actually reach through with both hands, and just squeeze it just by the edge and just give it a pull, and you can hear it pop when it comes out. So that's your speeder drive and your vacuum cable pulled out. Now, the other thing we need to do, we've still got connected, are the ribbon cables that actually drive all the digital information and actually give the instrument cluster power. Now, the most sensible and easiest way to do that is to remove the whole lower dash. You don't have to. You can manage it with it where it is, but again, it's an awkward one if you're going to do it with leaving everything in place. I'm a bit lazy, so I'm going to leave everything in place. And basically, just going to reach to the back and eventually pull it out. So, if you want to know what I'm talking about, we've got down the bottom, we've got that there, and just out of sight, because it's just slightly awkward, there's another cable in the C1 version of the dash, just there. So we've got two cables on the CE1 car. I'd say the CE2 car only has the one plug, so that will make life a lot easier for you if you've got a CE2 car. But again, as I say, you should really remove the screws from this lower dash, and you can reach up easily and pull the cables out. I'm being a little bit lazy basically, but I've done it so many times that I'm not too fussed about it. So I just want to pull the dash down again, down and up, and then I can reach the back of the plug and then eventually get it out. Hands out. Right. And there we go. That's the instrument cluster out. So that's out the car now. Now we can go about taking it apart. And I'll explain everything you need to do, what you need, what tools you need, everything, taking that apart in a sec.